Of love, and hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Let me just get my desktop all set up here and we will get into the readings. And as always, if you are new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome, welcome. We'd have a great tribe here with people with great senses of humor and, of course, huge hearts as well. So, a great combination. And so, welcome. How the readings work is I do go down in order, the free readings, first come, first serve. And anyone that makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. Step outside of the free readings, I dive deeper into those readings as well. And I return back to the main page and work my way down the list. I'm on for about 2 hours, so I try to get through as many as I can. If you want to know how to make a donation and all that, all the deets are in the description box of the video. So we will get started here. Before we jump in there, just remembered I wanted to make sure everyone knew. I did just announce that I'm giving past life readings officially, and there's a special way you can order those. Here is the link to what's included in those, and right now they're half off, introductory rate till the end of the year, so you can get a 30-minute past life reading for $10, 10 US dollars, and a hour reading for $25. These are recorded readings where I record them, upload them to YouTube, and then send you the link for those. Also, I put out an announcement. Let me grab this here. My microphone's in the way, sorry. Of the winners for November. And then also just some announcement news on giveaways. I'm going to change up how I'm doing drawings. And so I'm going to do them more intermittently and when I am inspired to do them, and rather than having set ones every single month and all that, it kind of the participation in those fell off drastically. And so I'm like, okay, that tells me, we're bored with that. Give us something new, bruddaZEN. So in this one, it also talks about how you can enter for a chance to win a 30-minute past life reading. So there you go, the blah, blah, blah information. So let's get started. I do have a donation, so we'll start off there. Hey, A, thank you so much for your donation. Let me give you that some love here. And for the donation readings, and I'm going to be using this Arcanus Animal Tarot. And then we're gonna, for the free readings, we're gonna switch up and do something different. So here we go. So A, you want to know, will you be meeting a potential partner in the near future or near future? If so, when, where, how will he look? All right, let's take a look here and see. So that's the answer to will you in the near future. And regardless, because I feel like you will meet someone, right? Well, they wanted you to have all those. This is the when. The bottom is the where. All right, that's interesting. And the how will he look is these other 4 cards. So let's take a look here and see what we got. So will you? Oh my gosh. I think this is a yes, A. Got the lover's card popping out on will you be meeting a potential partner in the near future? So you will. Definitely, no doubt, and then it is in the near future. So the when, wow. So the when is the 3 of wands. They're telling you here that you're taking, let me just put this up here so we can see them. It'll focus in better with them right here. There you go. So the 3 of wands represents taking a new direction in your life. And so the timing of this is when you are altering course. And this could be a new job, moving to a new location, doing something. So you are moving, um, you know, there's a change of uh, environment is the word I was looking for, whether it is work, job, actually where you live, city, state, whatever. So if you have a move of some kind coming in, it's going to be right after that because you meet this person in this new environment. So if you start a new job, move to a different department, taking a class, you're doing something different and altering course somewhere in your life, and it's right after that. So let's see what else we've got here with this here too. Because the where you have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. That's why I say that's interesting, because the Seven of Swords is normally here about this movement into, becoming aware of your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own mindsets that deceived you, that kept you back from things. And so this makes sense now. If I just read the cards and listen to them, right? But it's because you're changing your mindset and your thoughts and beliefs about things, something that you would normally not have allowed yourself to go towards and be involved in and uh, be, even attending or something. This is where you meet them, whether it's like, maybe you wouldn't go to a wedding, or you wouldn't go for a job and you get it, or you're like, "I would never be able to move to a beachside community," and you're like, "But I wanna move, this is my dream, I'm gonna do it." Whatever it is, this movement, this 3 of Wands happens because of this change of mindset. You're cutting away these fears and these things that were holding you back. So, whether it's an event or an actual movement, but there is this no more holding back. It is this freedom that comes, that allows you to make this change in your life, and this is where you meet them, and this is how you meet them. Let's see what we how they look here. All right, well, that makes total sense. I'm going to speak to this card first, because you've got the Six of Cups. This individual is going to be like a um, you meet them, and it's like you've got these past life connections, like significant past life connections that's there, and you meet them and you just know it. And that's how you know them, because you're just like, "Hey," and they're like, "Hey, do I know you?" And you're like, "I feel like I know you. Where'd you grow up?" Blah blah blah. And you have this conversation, and you guys are like talking about each other's life, and this is how the conversation sparks up, because you both recognize each other, but you haven't met each other before in this lifetime. And the more you talk about where you grew up and where you went to school, and you're getting to know each other while you're trying to figure out how you know each other. And then you guys realize, and then you have this light bulb moment with each other, that you're like, I bet I knew you in a past life. And they're like, do you believe in those? I believe in those. And there's this wonderful conversation of how this unfolds. And I like it for you. You have the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands tells me that they have perseverance. This Nine of Wands is that, they've understood what it means to hit walls. And sometimes you just have to, like water, just keeps on hitting stone over and over and over again until it creates a tunnel through it. So they've learned a lot in life, that they had to persevere in a lot of things. So I feel like that they've had, some difficulties in their life. I almost feel like they were dyslexic growing up. I don't know. When we know where it's coming from, I'm like, wow, that's an off the what? But I feel like this is the kind of energy they've had. It's always been a challenge. They've always had to go, 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 and push their way through. I don't know why. I'm getting like a name of Richard. Interesting, Richard. So, this is very unique here. I like it here, and this makes sense. They've also here have had a solid foundation growing up. They're educated. They've really worked hard, the blood, the sweat, the tears that they've had to push through, but they've also moved up and moved up, because they are like in this position here of King of Pentacles, where they've learned a lot, they've had to do a lot, they've overcome a lot, they have a very strong foundation. Because of all this hardship, because of all this energy, they're in management position, and they don't they don't let things hold them back here. And I like this here, because this is very much, they know how to work hard. They're also the perpetual, is that the word? Perpetual learner, like continuous learner. They always want to learn and learn. And it makes sense, because I do feel like with this dyslexia, when they were younger, of course, it was undiagnosed, and they struggled in school, and they felt stupid, and then when they realized, when they as an adult or young adult, you know, then got diagnosed, they went and pushed to find out what was happening, and they realized it, and then they found tools and they found ways around it, and because they felt so down, when they were, younger, because everyone was like, "You're stupid," and how generous children are. uh, he felt stupid and he believed he was stupid, but then he realized, no, he had a brilliant mind and he learned how to read, you know, clearly, and he started listening to audio stuff, and he's learned a lot and very intelligent. So I love this because they've overcome it all and they have this confidence because of how, all that unfolded. So I love that. I love all this. I feel like I want more. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards. Tell us more about Richard. Yeah. So they did have some people that, suddenly left their life too, and this is why I feel like they've overcome so much. I feel like they had some significant losses, some, out of the blue losses that had happened, and they've also emotionally are very strong. I just feel like they had so much happen when they were younger that it was either they were gonna live or they were gonna die, because they were like, it just like so much was happening. So much was just, it felt like the entire deck was, built against them, but they chose um, to overcome instead. And they've done so much work on themselves, and and they just have such this, again, that's where this perseverance comes in. They were like, you know what? Compared to my childhood, this is what they'd say, compared to my childhood, this ain't nothing. So I can get through this. So I feel like they lost like one parent or both parents, to a tragic accident that happened suddenly. And, you know, that's why they couldn't, why the uh, dyslexia wasn't diagnosed, because they were being moved in between people. And if they still had one parent, I kind of feel like almost they lost both parents too. But there's like this, they fell in between the cracks, and they learned that I have to do it myself, and they stood up and they've overcome all this. So what a powerful um individual. They deserve you. They deserve to have you. And that's what I love about them, is that, there is this energy of, just they deserve to have someone so supportive that you are, but they will appreciate you. Where others take it for granted, they are going to appreciate you so much. So, wow, I love this for you, A. I want to continue doing let's just continue talking about Richard. I like him. I like him for you. So, I love that, and that's what they have for you right now. But definitely there's this past life connection, and I feel like, you both have just been this wonderful journey mates in your past lives too. So I like that. And that's what they have for you right now, A. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All righty. All right. Okay, and then I did get a Cash App payment come through here. And for a general reading, let me just make sure here. I don't know if I see. Oh, okay. Thank you, Queen. I'm like, so I don't see any of the names there in here. So, and I don't like to say the names on Cash App and stuff because for privacy. So thank you for for speaking up because I was going, oh, so you'd like a general reading? Yes, thank you. All right, as long as you share it, that's okay. It's up to you. So thank you. All right. So let's take a look here and see what spirit wants you to know right now. All right. So we do have those two together. None of those. What else? Wow. Okay, those and those two. All right. Let's see what will be going on. And thank you so much for your donation. If I didn't thank you, I get excited and jump into here. Wow. So you've got, oh no. So we start off with two major arcana of patience and slowness. Yay! Temperance is takes time for things to go back and forth as they unfold, and the hanged man is, it's like a cocoon. Things taking their time to unfold here. So let's take a look and see, is this where you've been? Is this what's been going on? And you're like, oh, I'm ready for some change. I'm ready for some action. I'm ready for things to kick into gear here. So, okay, so that's what you've been learning about while you've been in here. And okay, so still a little bit more time here hanging out in the cocoon and the evolution stages here because you've been, you're on this wonderful another major arcana, big changes. This is like a very auspicious year for you that you've been learning a lot. And I like it that you're kind of getting toward the end where you're like struggling to get out of the cocoon, but that's building up your wing muscles so that you can be able to fly. The Hierophant is what invited you into the cocoon, which is your higher self that was guiding you to be aware of the capital T truths of who you wanted to be, what you've wanted to do, and how you wanted things to unfold in your life. And part of this, the 10 of Wands is telling me you are reaching the end. This is endings and new beginnings. All the energy you've been putting into transformation is about to end. And then you're able to have a singular focus, which is to be a beautiful butterfly, flying and seeking and enjoying and being drawn to nectar. So I like that here for you. Because the Five of Pentacles, a big piece of these, the Hierophant was number five. And the Five of Pentacles is about a transformation of your worth. And this is what's been happening. So this caterpillar, the caterpillar journey you had and with this being in the cocoon, you really been looking at your worth in relationship, like feeling these old feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, feelings of lack in different areas of your life. This wonderful journey, slow, arduous journey with that temperance and that hanged man, you really been having this transition, right? And seeing things and seeing your worth and doing your shadow work and going, oh, where did these things come from? Well, back earlier, right? Because you also have the Five of Cups. Here, let me do it this way. And the Justice card, another major arcana. We have the Five of Cups, which is about transformation of your emotions that's been here. So all these fives, definitely this change and this transformation that's been happening. And the Justice card has been helping you connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, seeing yourself differently and cutting away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that don't serve you anymore. So a huge transformation that's been happening. And yeah, and one of the biggest things on the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. There it goes. And the Two of Wands has taught you that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And I like how you've spent a lot of energy in shadow work and reflecting on yourself and your self-worth and your self-love. And, you know, with this temperance and hangman, it's like yada, 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 like I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of done with shadow work. I'm ready to get out in the sun. And this is what's about to happen. The Two of Wands has taught you that when you focus on all of your pain and all of your suffering, it grows and it makes it expand and be bigger. but you, instead of spending 100% of your energy on all the stuff the lower vibrational things, you were like, I'm going to start focusing on gratitude and joy and laughter and the things I do want. And the things that pop up now, the things that trigger, I'll look at, but I've kind of done enough of it all that I want to focus my energy and grow what is what I want and what I love and what I want to expand in my life. Like a little child, we talk about a little child who goes into um, a donut shop, and the little glass case has donuts in it, and the little child, they learned that when they pointed at the donut they hated, they got a dozen of those, and they're like, wait, so point at what I want and what I love, and I get dozens of that instead of dozens of what I don't want. And I feel like this is a big piece of what you've learned in this lifetime too. So I like that for you. And I feel like there once you know, biggest, I guess, message for you out of all of that. One, well, there's a couple, right? One is kudos to you for all the work that you've done and that you're so ready and that you're just being ready to bust out of a cocoon. And I know this is a bat, but it's like the butterfly. You're like the struggling of the cocoon to get out is what develops those wing muscles. If anyone cuts out a butterfly out of the cocoon too early, it will not have the strength to flap its wings, and it can't use it, and it will never fly. So it's the struggle getting out of the cocoon now that is the final little step, and then you can flutter and you can go places the caterpillar never could have. So I like this freedom that's coming here, and like the celebration and acknowledgement of what you've done. Yeah, here's the Ace of Wands. So you're going to have this new power, this new energy, because you had the 10 of Wands, which is all that energy you've been investing now is going to come down to a singular purpose and a singular direction that you're going to head off into. And so you're kind of um, retracting all of the energy that you've been investing in so many different things. And I feel like, I mean, anytime in December it'll happen, but for sure, like January 1st, the next year is very, very much a year of, yeah, you even have the Queen, wow, on the bottom. So you had the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Emperor, which is Aries fire energy. So you've got all this royalty of fire here, which is about action, action, action. So next year is a beautiful, beautiful year of movement, and that's what butterflies do, right? Caterpillars, they move and they eat and they eat and they eat and they eat and they eat. And then when they eventually transform into a butterfly, then they no longer want leaves, they seek nectar, but they flutter and they go and they can, like the flight of the monarchs, isn't that like they have like this migration where they can go hundreds, thousands of miles. Caterpillar is like, are you kidding me? You realize how long that would take me when I have to the butterfly, and the caterpillar would hit like streams where it couldn't get beyond, because if it tried to go a little stream, it would drown. Butterfly goes over a river and goes, "Oh, you know what? I flew over a river. Look at that." And so there is this beautiful, beautiful energy here of action and movement. And then to round out your reading, I do want to pull from here from the You Are Awesome deck. And you have see, look at this. You don't have to go at a snail's pace anymore. It says, I love these little cards. A wave of slime washes away my anger and replaces it with gooey, sticky love that leaves a trail. You are welcome. So I love this. It's the old is being replaced with the new, and it's beautiful, beautiful love energy. So I love that. All right, and that's what they have for you, Queen. So Thank you again for your donation and many blessings to you. All righty. So, like I said before, I'm going to try something different. I think that was all my donations. So, for my free readings, I'm going to pull one card here from the Starseed Tarot and also one card here from the tarot of the original tarot. So, we'll get a combination between these two. So we're trying a little bit of different things, and I already pre-shuffled the stacks before I started. So the energy's all set, and we are going to get into here as soon as I take a sip. You're very welcome, Queen. All right. Hey, Jean. All right, Jean. So you'll be up next. Kritika, hello, hello. You will be the first free reading here, and you go, what will happen next between Amit and yourself? Let's take a look here. Well, you have the Four of Wands, which is like this marriage kind of gathering card, but you have Temperance too, which it's going to take a while for this to unfold. So the energy of today for the future is that there can be this gathering, there can be this, energy of, either being invited to a celebration or going to a wedding together. And I don't know if you're at to that point yet where they would be asking you to marry them, but this is unfolding very slowly. The tempering, the going back and forth between the two cups is this, alchemical process, right? It takes time for things to unfold. It takes time for things to develop and become golden, right? It starts off as a base metal, and as it goes back and forth, there's magic that happens, gets closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, but it's going to take a while. So I see this, at least these gatherings, this balanced passion between each other, but it's a very don't feel like they move very fast, do they, Critique? It's just like feels like they just draw it out and they don't rush into things very, very quickly. Um, so that is what they have for you with that, um, which is great, right? There is movement. I just feel like it's like a snail. It just feels like, well, they're definitely moving, but at least they're not going backwards. They're definitely moving, but wow, it's gonna take a little bit. So hang in there, and that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you, Kritika. And then Jean, you wanted to know who or what is coming towards you in love this month and the underlying energy. So we'll take a look here at the top of these first. Two major arcana, but boy, what a change here. You got the Tower card, and then you also have the Chariot. So it's a good combination because ultimately the Chariot is victory, and the Tower, even though it looks scary, it always tells us that it's unfolding for us and happening for us. So there is some change happening, things being moved out to make space for the new to come in. And there is movement, there is action, there is this energy here. I believe this is Cancer energy, but there is this power of choice that comes in here this month. And let me take a look here. Sorry, let's see if I can have to skip the ads. All right, there we go. So below the deck here, so you got the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of this one. And on the bottom of this one, we have the Hierophant. So there is this energy underneath here of the choosing, the deciding of what you want, right? That Hierophant invites you higher. That's below the surface, discovering your capital T truths. The Four of Pentacles is about what does home mean? What will make me feel safe and secure here? And this power of choice is coming in here too. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with with you looking at the stories that you're creating, with your own mind. You're choosing the mindset, the emotion, the energy you're putting forward, and the physical contact or the physical actions that you're doing in the outside world. And with all of that, there is I was just making sure. Yeah, the chariot is Cancer energy. So it is someone that will be headed your way too, that has a great, you know, emotional awareness. I don't feel like they've moved beyond the craziness of the emotional moon, because I know I have a water moon in Pisces, and it can almost kill you. But I feel like they've been able to learn to manage their emotions, and so I like it because they feel comfortable expressing them. But I do feel like that a big piece of this has to do with what you're choosing and what the stories that you're putting forward, like, because I feel like, if we go into revert into our preconceived ideas and motions and stuff that we've been, conditioned, I feel like you've been, transforming things in your life. Love is like one of the big testers of, have I overcome these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, all these popular opinions I've been told that when love happens, this is what it means, this is what it has to look like, this is how I'm supposed to feel, this is what we're supposed to do, and the physical actions and the energy and all that. And I feel like if we revert back into the old emotional, okay, well, this is what a relationship is supposed to be like, it just feels like a cage. Whereas I feel like this will be a great testing ground for you, that you pass with flying colors. But it's like, because you're going to remember this now, that when you meet someone, you're like, okay, I'm not going to put them in a box. I'm going to have gratitude for who they are. I'm going to, having this energy of this is what I'm choosing to feel. And when things pop up, because they will pop up to test you, triggers, you'll be like, okay, I recognize you. Thank you. Flowing through you. I'm not gonna let it spill out into the outside world on them. I'm owning that. That's mine. And I feel like you're taking a lot of ownership for all this. And it helps you um finalize and cut things around. Mm. Always a Cancer rising, about a Virgo. Well, could be, could be. Let me just grab a card in the middle here. Yeah, that would make sense with the Six of Pentacles being earthy and about balance and things like that. So it definitely can be this Virgo, because he's learning this it's like, I feel like there was a codependent relationship, right? Where he was an overgiver. And so he's learning about balancing out this. I don't need to overgive to receive love. I can balance and have this equal giving and receiving type of relationship. So I like that. But you are also making room and space and preparing here. Um, and I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Gene. I like it. I like it. I like that he's definitely, the mess, over an ending in his life. Um, it just feels like they're very good at trusting their emotions and not pushing them down. So I like it. Um, Seems like they're a bit vulnerable, and that's good that they're able to share that too. So I like it. I like it. I like it. So thank you, Jean, and that's what they have for you. Many blessings to you, and thanks for mentioning the like button there. I always get so involved in the readings that I totally forget about the gratitude that I do have sharing that, because that does help spread the Zen love and it's something everyone can do for free. So thank you for mentioning it, and thank you for everyone who's done that already. Appreciate that. All right. So, Dajona Sturgis. Shout out to one of my YouTube members. Her name's on green, and she gets a little badge. If you're interested in becoming one of my YouTube members, I have a couple levels. I've the Zen Cricket, and then the Praying Mantis level. Which after each of these free readings, I also have a special session for my Praying Mantis members. And on Thursday nights, we also have a 2-hour Q&A. So if you're interested, all that information or the link is in the description box of the video. So Dajona, whatever comes out, what is this? They're all happy, teary, at peace and love, and putting a ring on it, huh? Let's take a look here. All right, look at you working towards your dream. So you've got the 8 of Pentacles, which is putting the blood, the sweat, and the tears, and the movement that's about to unfold here. And the Star card does represent like a dream come true and wish. And I feel like this is what you're working towards. You're taking steps, and this is acknowledgement that you have been clarifying, determining what this dream come true is, and you've been putting in energy and steps for it. And because you have been, the wheel is beginning to turn in the outside world, which is drawing this closer to you. And I love this, taking each step at a time towards your dream. And it is this kind of a beautiful reminder that it's not about the destination. That is what is so glorious about living a dream and heading towards a dream. It's about living the dream in each moment, and you're present and in the moment, and stepping toward that. So I love this reinforcement that this is where you're headed, this is what you're doing, acknowledgement that you are putting in the blood, the sweat, and the tears. Because of that, there is movement, and you'll be recognizing that soon. So I like that for you, Dajona. So many blessings to you. You're welcome. And then Die Baby 777. You wanted a general reading as well. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit wants you to know right now? All right, look at this. So 2 major arcana coming in here. You've got this the judgment card here with the double endings and double new beginnings, but this is your higher self calling you into your purpose, and the Chariot is movement and victory moving toward here. This does tell me that there are choices to be made with the Chariot, and not to be afraid of, you know, um making a wrong choice, right? Every moment is always a choice, and we can choose a different choice in 2 minutes from now if we want, right? So we're not stuck in a, you know, a like, I'm going to make a decision and that's it for the rest of your life. You can choose differently when you're ready and if you want to, and you're not stuck in this, you know, contract for the rest of your life. And I like that because each moment you do make a choice mentally of what something means, the emotions you want to choose, the energy you put forward, and the physical actions you take. That's what the Chariot, because we just had the Chariot on the other small cards. And so, this is this empowerment. And as you're being called to your higher calling, you're being called into the direction of your life. When we fear the future a lot because we have been taught that when this thing happens, this is what it means. When this thing happens, this is how we feel. That thing happens, this is how I'm supposed to invest my energy and the actions I'm supposed to take. And so we do feel like a, you know, um, a puppet on the strings. In fact, I've got this little emoji that we were able to create there for my members, but I can share it in here. And it's great because we learned that no, I'm in control. That yeah, been told a lot of opinion and about what something's supposed to mean and supposed to feel and blah blah blah. But that's why we feel like a little puppet on strings, is because we've been taught that when this thing happens out here, this is how I have to be. So we become puppets to the events that are happening because we've been taught that's what you're supposed to do. But when you have this power that comes in going, I decide the story, the emotions, the energy in my actions, then we're not afraid of the future because we know theoretically I could choose that everything that happens going forward is amazing and fantastic. Could be boring to have that same emotion over and over the rest of our lives, but you can at least try it for a couple days, right? But it's like, yeah, I get to choose. And then we can it's there's nothing right or wrong about choosing lower vibration or higher vibration choices because every moment is a choice between the two. We come here to experience these, and it's okay. We get to go experience those. And if I get bored of having a wonderful, boring life, then I can go have some drama and then return back to it when I want. So I love this, this journey towards your calling and that you're really being nudged forward and you have this draw forward. And there's a lot of empowerment that comes through with all this. So I like this for you, Dai Baby. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. You're welcome, Kritika. And Starfall, you are up next. Let's take a look here. A general reading. All right. Ooh, okay. And I think we had the tower already on this other deck too, so this is interesting. But you got the tower card here, which means that there is some sudden change that's coming in that's going to be removing people or situations out of your life to make space for something new to come in. You've got the four of orbs or the four of swords, which is peace of mind. So just know that, when the tower card comes in, this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, which is allowing you to have this peace, knowing that everything unfolds always in your favor. Life doesn't happen to us. And that if something is being removed, it is for our good that it's being moved, because then, like if this is an old condemned tower you can't live in, it's full of rats and the roof leaks and you can feel the wind zip through it and the floor is caving in. When that lightning strikes and destroys it, and it gets replaced with a brand new, updated, modern castle, you're like, I'm in support of that. And that's kind of this energy that's coming in here. There are significant changes with stuff being moved out, but it's allowing you to move forward in your path. And there's this peace of mind here. So I like it for you. Um, the Four of Swords is a great because they're usually sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which is connecting and seeing things from a higher perspective. And it allows us to cut away these fears and these expectations. And the tower is the unexpected. And so when the unexpected happens, we weren't expecting that. And so, but just try to remember for me, for me. Yeah, the four, for me, the Four of Swords, Four of Orbs. This is happening for me. uh, and uh, and I like this. I do feel like it is this month that there's this, you know, significant out of the blue sudden. Psh, um, so just breathe through it, and you'll just go, okay. There's a castle coming. There's a new castle coming. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And Daisy, hey, hey. So you have two more final exams left. Will you make A's on both of them? We'll take a look here. And you need more college dollars soon. So hopefully you'll get something offered at your job soon. Yeah, well, the reading this morning definitely supported that. So come on, dollars. All right. You definitely have the possibilities here. You've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is one of the abundance cards. King of Wands tells you that it's in your hands, though. You've got spirit here. You're not in it alone, but, you have the energy and the ability to do. And as we talk about, whenever you go to take exams, it's like whatever I focus on is what grows and expands, because when I have gratitude and I'm thankful and I'm in joyful laughter, you have full access to your beautiful brain and everything you've studied. But if you're focusing on fears, then you go into fight or flight mode, and then your 2-year-old, excuse me, and their pet cat are the ones who take the test. So as always, practice your breathing if you start to feel anxiety, but I feel like you're gonna do very well on these because I feel like at this point, you ask for the sake of asking, just because I just wanna know. It just makes me feel better, and, I think it helps you do this because 'cause you've done so well on all of your exams. You're a smart fart, so, you've got this. Just access the beautiful brain of yours, and it's a no-brainer. Alright, so that's what they have for you, Daisy. So many blessings to you, positive messages there. And then Dollface Diva, anything spirit wants you to know right now? Let's take a look here. Yeah. So you have the 9 of swords, the nightmare and insomnia card, and you have the knight of swords. So, with the knight here, this is great because this is this pursuit. The knight is always on a quest, and this knight is on the quest for the ace of swords, which helps them connect to capital T truths of the higher realm, but it allows you to cut away these thoughts and beliefs and fears, the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, have tos, must, these things that may keep you up at night, that come up in your dreams, nightmares if you have those. But I like this because the 9 is the ending of this. The 10 is the actual stepping out the door, but the 9 is the ending. And it's the hermit energy too, where you've been looking at your thoughts and beliefs and questioning your fears, and there is this release. And it just kind of feels we're always on quests, right? We're questing on our thoughts that no longer serve us, and you're letting those go, and you're in pursuit of this ace of swords that helps you see things differently, see things from that loving, unconditionally loving point of view that helps you cut those away too. So um I feel like there's kudos somewhere in there about them saying about all the work that you've done because you're at this final stage. So it means that you've reflected on things, you've been aware of things, you've made it like your practice to be aware of your thoughts and your fears and go, what am I fearing? When something pops up, what am I fearing? And I like this for you. So that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. Continue moving down the list here. And Rhonda, hello, hello. You want to know what is coming up for you that you should know? What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, look at this. So you've got the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups. So what you can know here, because I know you've been getting a lot of Eight of Cups, leaving behind relationships that no longer serve, relationships that no longer serve, relationships that no longer serve. And it's because here comes the Six of Cups. This is someone that you're going to meet that you haven't known in this lifetime. The Six of Cups is about past life connections, and you have this with them. And the Knight of Cups is the pursuit. They're on the quest for higher love. And because you're focusing in on your inner love, this is what is allowing this wave of new emotion to come in. And it does, it feels like when you meet this new person that you've known them before, even though you haven't known them in this lifetime, but you got this strong connection that's happening between the two of you. What just feels like a wave of like, whoa, what the heck was that? But it's because they got all this strong emotion that's below the surface. There's just all of this beautiful, beautiful history, all this emotion from past lives together in so many different ways, not just lovers, but best friends and just it's like you've had it's like you know, people that have been in a lot of movies together. It's like they've got this relationship, and they always are in these movies. Oh, look, they're in that movie together. Oh, look, they're in that movie together. It just you have a lot of history and a lot of joy, a lot of celebration, and I love this for you because I feel like the emotions that you've had haven't been really returned a lot in this lifetime, and you deserve that. And that's who this person will be for you because you got this strong bond, and it's like Knight of Cups. It's the knight in shining armor. They come in expressing, offering this chalice of love to you. Um, and it's doesn't I mean, it's not like overnight, but you meet each other and you're just like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" This is how our past life connections work is like there's such a familiarity with someone that just goes beyond what we can imagine, things that we haven't experienced while we're here. So, that is what they have for you right now, Rhonda. So, definitely that 8 of Cups, I feel like that you've been getting about leaving behind emotions and relationships that no longer serve you is opening up the space for this. So, don't be afraid of letting that go, thinking I'll never find love again because it's definitely worth it. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, my dear. And no, 72, you are up. So when will you find love? Well, you will find love, but you're gonna have to go searching in the dark here with the hermit. You got the Page of Cups here coming in, so this is the new love that you will find, but it comes after a period of reflection here. You've got the hermit's journey, you have this alone time, but you're turning to your higher self and your spiritual posse to guide you in the direction towards this new love, because this really starts here. This new love starts with this Ace of Cups, which is the chalice, the Holy Grail. This is you connecting to that higher love, finding that higher love in the spiritual realm. And that allows you to, oh, wow, just feel full and overflowing to where you're not looking to someone to fill you up and fill your heart up because you're filling up from the inside out. And so, what someone's able to give is overflow, right? And this is what I feel like you do during this hermit's journey with this reflection is you're letting go of the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore around what a relationship is supposed to be, should be, need to be, blah, 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 a cage that we put our heart in. We're releasing our heart from the cage. We're letting go of the emotions and the relationships that no longer serve. It's part of all this reflection process that you go through that allows you to have this greater flow because you can't love others more than the extent you love yourself, nor receive love from others more than to the extent you love yourself. So you're expanding this self love, which opens up your ability to give and receive love here. So I feel like it's going to be after this reflection time, and I do feel like Aquarius season, February, January 22nd through February 20th, 21st, 22nd. It's during that period of time that you do this, that you have this awareness, and so that's the soonest it can happen because it's a range, and when we're asking the when, it's a range of like January 21st, 22nd, all the way through like September of next year. And the more we work on our self-love, the faster it brings it to us too. So you never know. Maybe you're going to meet him at a Valentine's party if you work on your self-love and you go to a singles Valentine party and you're like, hey, hey, and you meet someone. But it starts with your inner love first. So that's what's coming through for you. No 72. All right. So we did that one. We did that one. All right. So, Kat, you'll be my next free reading coming up, but I do have a couple donations. Hey, Supernova. Good morning to you from the other side of the world. And thank you for your double donations. I'm going to give your first one some love here. You want to know, how do the cards perceive your personality and what you're like as an individual? So, we're going to jump over here to the Arcanus Animal Tarot. Let me give them a quick shuffle here. All right. So, how do the cards perceive your personality? So, what do they want you to be aware of? Because, of course, I like how you ask the cards, because we're asking, how does spirit perceive your personality in relationship to the world? Because if we ask about other people, it depends on the person, right? but they're pretty consistent. They've got unconditional love for us, and they'll honestly let us know some of these beautiful things about our personality. And then what are you like as an individual? This would be like your perception of yourself as an individual, the truth of things, right? So let's take a look here. So, yeah, you are your personality, the magician, the creator, this individual that can draw things from the heavens through their body and out into the world. So it is this expression, and that you have everything you need, to flow in here, right? And you've got the 3 of Wands, which, with this energy, this not, you know, not being afraid to change directions, that, with new information, you're okay to alter course. I like this confidence, this ability to trust your direction and trust your choices. That comes in here too. And then you also have the Knight of Swords. A big piece of one of your what I say, one of your personalities. Are you an Aquarius or a Gemini? Aquarius are the multiple personalities of the zodiac, and Geminis are the the split personality. But the Knight of Swords is this pursuer of truth, of higher truth, and of finding freedom and letting freedom come in here. Okay, Aquarius moon. That would be your multiple emotional personalities. Aquarius sun. So but we've got this energy of this pursuer of truth, and the eagle is this representative freedom. And so, and even dragons with this 3 of Wands is the pursuer. The Chinese dragon is like an angelic type of being, a ethereal being. It's not like a monster like the West has, with the knights and the dragons and all that, that they're monsters of the physical realm that want to have, gold. No, these, you watch like any kind of Asian type of movies, and they portray Chinese dragons. They float, and they usually have a pearl that they're searching after, which is the pearl of truth, a higher truth, and they're more wise beings that help us. But they are pursuers of higher truth, which is coming through with both of those cards there too. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, again, here's more truth seeking. The removal and again, freeing people from cages too here. So, your personality is someone who um, looks at your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and wants to set yourself free, knowing that when you set yourself free, you set other people free too from the cage you're trying to put them in. And I like this, this is the work, the Capricorn energy, the one that tries to work to free ourselves from those cages, and to question our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore. All those limiting beliefs that we've grown up with. And so this is this pursuit of truth. That no, you have this natural ability with your personality here and what you're like as an individual, that you're just like, I could see as a little kid in school going, I don't know if I believe that. It's just like you are like, um, this this energy of oh, I don't think I did I post that? Oh, I never did post that. So earlier when I said cutting the strings, that's what we were talking about there. I didn't hit enter. It's been sitting there all along. But it is, and that fits for you too. It's you cutting away these truths, these things that you're like, you know what? This really isn't, um, the I don't believe that, you know. And you're okay with letting other people believe what they want to believe. You don't have to necessarily, well, okay, let's say you're learning this, right? That your small t truths, your old ways of believing and thinking when you try to prove that your small T truths are more true than other people's small T truths, right? Because no one wants to be told that you're wrong and I'm right. And with this pursuit, of the higher truths with the Knight of Swords, that's trying to see things from a higher perspective. And when you're searching for higher truth, you realize, oh, these truths that my little inner child and my human has are small t truths rooted in fear and lies. They're not true. And so I don't need to prove that they're right. And I don't care if other people continue to believe theirs or not, because I'm on my own personal pursuit for my own truth. So I like that. Wow. Yeah. And the King of Swords. So here again, all this swords, a lot of thinking. So you definitely have this, um, you know, what, 4 cards out of 6 so far are all about this, pursuing higher truth. And yeah, you're talking about um, intuitiveness definitely is there. And because you're with your moon in Aquarius, it's interesting that they're showing it to me as um, you like thinking outside the box, you like thinking differently. And it's emotionally based, though, which is interesting. You say, how can I explain that? Because it's like, yeah, because your emotions and your intuitiveness is like a little lie detector. There you go. And it's like, this doesn't feel right. And so you go into your mind and you contemplate and you reflect, and then that unfolds there. I like it. And you like this freedom. Here we go again with the full card, which is the first card in the major arcana. You leave behind old ways of thinking, old cycles, and go into these new adventures free of all that limitation. So again, there's a lot of freedom, freedom, freedom that comes in with a lot of your personality. It's like you're not that you're a rebel for the sake of being a rebel, but when something feels restrictive, when something feels like it's caging you, and your personality is that you really don't settle for it. You really don't, you don't go for it. You asked if you know, you have a kindness of heart, and I feel like you're learning when you go into battle mode, you become Xena, the warrior princess. You know how Xena, if you ever watched Xena, probably on reruns of reruns, you young whippersnapper, but Xena, um, she was the warrior princess, Lucy, I forget her last name. But she, when she was in battle, but then when she wasn't, she was very kind and very loving. And it was her overcoming her aggressive warrior princess, energy. And overall, I mean, you've got the Wheel of Fortune here too. And I feel like you trust the fates. This is like not the normal meaning of this, but it's the wheel of fate that happens in here. And I like the energy of you trust the fates, but with all of this thinking, this freedom, you know that you're not to tied to what an event means. This is a big piece of the your personality and what you're like as an individual that you're discovering, I feel, is that all those swords are the story that we put to things, right? And so you're seeing things from a different perspective and creating different stories around things than what you've been taught to believe about things. And so with the fates wheel turning, you're learning that, you know what? I used to, not that you would fear it, but maybe fret the fates wheel going, oh, what is it going to bring to me next? Oh no. But now that you realize you're the one that gets to whatever it brings to you, you get to create the story around it. There's this empowerment. This is where this freedom comes in. So I feel like a big piece is you have the personality of a rebel, of not being afraid to go against the grain. And I feel like you are moving away from battling because you are realizing that everyone gets to choose their own story and that you don't have to make them have a certain story anymore. And this is where this freedom comes for you too, because that's where you're battling. That's where the fear comes in, is like, what's going on everywhere else, but you're coming into owning your own story. And this is part of your personality that you're overcoming, that you're transforming there. So I like that. Right, and that's what they want you to know for that for now. Give your second donation some love here. Thank you so much for your additional donation. And your second question is, what could next year bring on your current musical path? And what do they want you to know about it? To bring forth excitement in pursuit? All right, let's take a look here. So what do they want you to know about next year about your uh, support? That's interesting. So those two come out together. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, you've got your justice card, which is, here's that thinking, seeking higher truth and cutting away things, and of course, superstar. So the dream to come through here. And you got your Leo energy down there on the bottom too, with the strength card. So let's see what we got here for next year. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Oh my gosh. So definitely fire. Your Leo fire energy is really going to be taking um over the driver's seat in big ways. It's always in your driver's seat anyway, because Leo is your CEO of your life, your life company. It's always the one that's in charge, but it is taking charge because it starts off here exactly as you said here about fourth, excitement. You've got the Ace of Wands, which is new passion. And I believe, like, with what we were talking about earlier today about stepping out, finding this um, you know, community of music, and it allows you to find like this mentor that we've talked about in the past, and this energy of this joining together, um, their excitement, sparks your excitement, and your excitement sparks their excitement too, right? And so there's this, all right, here we go, type of energy. You have the Seven of Wands, which is about stepping out into the spotlight next year. And this would be taking a chance to play in front of people with others, whether it's backing them up with music. And if you don't feel yet, right away singing, then you know, hey, do you mind if I just jam with you guys? And if you ever need someone to back you up on guitar or whatever instruments you play, you're like that you feel comfortable with, you're like, you do this. But it's about getting out in front of other people and not being afraid, right? And doing this because you do have, with both the World card and the 3 wands, more fire. So far, 3 fire cards. This is about changing direction and moving in different places here. And you've got the World card, which is victory, but leaving behind old cycles and beginning of a new adventure. That Full card, right? But this is this new adventure, and you're learning, and then you're taking an altering course, and then you're going and you're altering course, and you're going and you're altering course, and you're going and you're altering course, and you're becoming comfortable with not feeling like I have to have my whole entire life planned. You're good with, okay, I'm going to head here for now, and we'll see where this goes. And then you're like, all right, so I'm good here. So I'm going to take off, and I'm going to continue to do this, but I'm also going to do this, or I'm getting stopping doing that and doing this. So there's this adjustment and this flow next year. Yeah, very good. See, so perfect. And you have another fire, which is the 9 of wands, which this is really there's taking time next year to get to know your energy, get to know the for me, this card, for you with this 9 of wands is, it's the hermit's journey, and it is this, the wands is, becoming connected with your power, with your passion, stepping into your energy, raising your vibration, making sure you're spending time with your higher self and allowing this spiritual energy, this unconditional love energy to flow, to channel. Because when you're in this place inside of yourself, when you play music, it just fills up and overflows out. If you're trying to initiate this from music and have the music do it, no, it's what energy generates from inside of you. And so this is a big piece of this. And so it's being open to letting the creativity flow into you and through you there too. So I like that. And next year you do have with the five, here's more swords, right? Five of swords is the conflict between head and heart that you do work through and release out into the world. And it's getting out of that head and allowing the heart to lead you. And you know it's difficult when we're taught so much from so many different places that this is how you should do it, this is how you have to do it, blah 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 blah. And I like that. I don't know why. Oh, because you're in Australia, right? I got if you've ever heard of Xavier Rudd, it's Xavier, and then his last name is Rudd. Very unique, beautiful, individual in music. I actually saw him in concert here up in Denver one year, probably over a decade ago. I think I'm in his newsletter, so he's still alive because I get his newsletter still. but but definitely it's like this creativity and allowing things to flow, allowing things to go. So I like this. So that's what they want you to know right now. Spark, spark. The beginning is next step. What's your next step? What was your homework? Find live music and go attend it. As soon ASAP. Maybe Xavier Rudd is in town and you're like, "Oh my god, there they are." But definitely, and then stepping up and talking to them and letting them know what you wanna do and, what do you think? And, very good. I thought of a pub. I thought a bar or a pub, but I was thinking coffee shop. I think what is the age limit's probably different in Australia than it is here. You have to be 21 to go into a bar here. So, all right. So that's what they have for you, Supernova. I'm excited for you. So good job on your homework. 18 here. Wow. You know, when I was 18, which was several decades ago, when we lived in Texas, the drinking age was still 18 until the year of my 18th birthday. And my birthday's in February. September is when they were making it 21. And I was like, "Yeah, why go out and do all that if I'm gonna have to stop?" Too funny. Awesome, so perfect for you. All right. So, much love to you, Supernova, and I look forward to your, whatever you're gonna choose for winning. Congratulations. Alright. Let me know if you have any questions on claiming what you won or whatever. Alright. Alright, so I think that was it for my donations, I believe. Yes. Alright. So we left off with Cat. Hi. So you'd like a general reading? Let's take a look here. We're back to these cards here. Wow. So you got the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, which is the Seeker of Flames in here. So you've got this, you know, this is like heightened inspiration and passion, but it's found through a hermit's journey, the Nine of Pentacles, stepping away, looking, and you have spirit here with you, but they're helping you here with this discovering your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And it's allowing you to find this independent type of energy. Like, I'm going to do it myself. And there's this renewed passion. I almost feel like here, you got the snail down here at the bottom of the deck here. They're really, really small down there. But it's about, it takes time for this to develop and unfold. But with all of this, it's like I almost feel like people have been promising to help you with stuff, and you've been waiting on other people to help your dreams come true, and waiting on people to make decisions on things. And I feel like you are being drawn into this pocket of was to hang out with spirit and go on this hermit's journey, allowing them to guide you. But they're really showing you about your worth and about um, how your worth is from in here, not from out there. And this sparks this energy for you to move forward and to take steps forward and to no longer be this, divine feminine chalice waiting for people to bring things to you because you're like, hello, anyone home? And because you feel like you're like, did they forget about me? And so you're like, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. And you're stepping forward with spirit to take steps forward in your life. So whatever you're needing some guidance around, like now, it's like you don't need to depend on anyone else. You've got the power, you've got the connections. It's time to start looking at what you want to do and not worrying about making a wrong decision, looking at what you're wanting and going, you know what? People are not helping me. Not on your own because you got a huge support group, but you're like, humans are kind of um, leaving me hanging, so I'm going to move forward and I'm going to do it. It's like if you ever have like you're around a group of people and everyone's waiting for someone to make a decision, and so no one's making a decision, and you're like, I'm making a decision. This is where I'm going. If you guys want to come, here we go. Otherwise, I'm going to go by myself. And I feel like whatever this is you stepping forward and you're diving in with that. So I like it. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right. And Felicia, hello, hello. Messages on the next 2 weeks. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. All right. So you do have here the Hermit. So you're going to have an importance of taking your alone time and connecting to spirit is important here, allowing them to guide your way. And they bring in here the Sage of Crystals, which is the Queen of Pentacles. She's the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of herself. But it is about abundance and birth that does come forward here. But it's important here to focus on spirit as much as you can, connecting to your higher self, seeing things from higher perspectives is what allows this. And nurturing yourself, choosing for yourself, allowing time for yourself, scheduling time to just be with yourself and your higher self, and of course your spiritual entourage of guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side, and ancestors and unicorns and fairies and leprechauns, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. It's about spending quality time with them during these 2 weeks, uh, having gratitude for what they're showing you, what they're bringing in, and sharing with them what you love about your life, because they will allow this, it'll allow them to bring in abundance, allow them bring in new birth. And I feel like the more time you spend focusing on higher realms and those things, that's what helps bring all this in for you. So I like that for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. All right. Yes, I am doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you're doing well as well. All right. So we did those. We did those. We did those. All right. All right. Why, thank you, Mezzy BP. Shucks. If I could see you, I'd be like, hey, you look great too. But thank you. Appreciate that. I'm feeling great. All right. So, Anna Lorraine, you are up next. You want to know, will you be getting a confession from Sabrina? Ooh, confession. Let's take a look here. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles and then also the King of Swords. They're the master of communication here. And there is this new opportunity that's coming up for communication to come in here and a lot of clarity to come in. So, what I feel like with what I'm hearing is confession in quotation marks is clarity. They're bringing in clarity. I feel like oh, it just there's this. Um, I don't feel like you're going to get a confession. You'll get communication, um, and but clarity comes in with it there. So, in a way, like they're going to share truth with you and share you everything. I just feel like they're just going to be able to clearly communicate where they're coming from and what's going on. And I feel like with new information that comes in, it's not so much that a confession is needed as the clarity of what they bring is important. And so this is what I feel like with this energy because, when we so much of our thoughts, our beliefs, our energy, our emotions, that's all happening inside of us. And really, in reality, from spirit's point of view, there's just stuff happening. People are just saying things, doing things, and events are just unfolding. But we are all the ones that put the language around it. We are the one that put the stories around it. We're the ones that choose our emotion around it, our energy around it, our actions around it. And so we're taught, well, this person should give me a confession because they did what they did. And like, well, do they really need to? Why is that important? And I feel like this is a big important thing for you is to understand, and with that King of Swords, see things from a higher perspective, question our need for them to confess, understand, what do I need to confess to myself, right? This mirror, why did this happen? It didn't happen to me. That's what we're taught. Life happens to me, and we want to come here and play the victim, and we enjoy it because we don't get to play that on the other side. So we come down here, we experience it. But when we're tired of feeling that way, then we can ask ourselves, you know, why do I need a confession? And what does this tell me about me? What do I need to confess to myself? How am I perceiving things? So I like this freedom that comes in with this too for you, because then your piece isn't yeah, yeah. So there's this, freedom that comes that your piece is not determined about everything else on and everything that's happening, on their side. But I feel like they bring clarity around things. Um, which is what's good because then that helps us find clarity within ourselves. So that's always a win-win. Right. You're very welcome, Anna. Right. And then Lisa, you're up next. Hello, hello. What good stuff is coming in for you next week? All right, let's take a look here. Well, you do have the Devil card, which is the shadow, and the King of Cups, not the King, the Knight of Cups, which they're on the quest pursuing higher love. And with the combination of these two cards coming in, the devil energy, the shadow energy is Saturn, Capricorn, really understanding the web that we've created, that keeps our heart restricted behind it. And this pursuit of love next week, it's a blessing because you're really having some ahas and some realizations. If you choose to look into these thoughts and these beliefs that you have around love, around, what has to happen for you to be lovable? What is a relationship supposed to be? And how is it supposed to be? And who am I supposed to be in a relationship? And blah, blah, blah. All these rules, all this web, sticky stuff, right? That gets stuck on us. And it's like, well, my heart can't get through it. So I need to look at these things to remove it so that my heart can move forward and pursue this higher love and pursue this love. And so it's important next week, and it is a blessing because it's the beginning of this beautiful quest for higher love that results in outer love as well. But when we have all these restrictiveness, it really weighs everything down. You can't like move forward because it's pulling you backwards. So um, I feel like that is the blessing that is coming. It's good stuff because then it is steps that help bring even cooler stuff, love, so that is what is coming through for you there, Lisa. So many blessings to you. Oh, you're in a relationship. Well, it still allows you to increase your love relationship here because you're in a relationship, but your heart isn't able to go, to express itself and go further, right? Because of these roles, these supposed tos, these shoulds, these need tos, and it allows you to pursue still higher love because you can take your love in a relationship to a higher level. So all of it still applies, whether you're single or in a relationship, because we enter a relationship thinking that we're expressing full love, but our love pipeline to humans cannot be bigger than our pipeline about our self-love, right? And so as we release these restrictions, we clear out the clogs out of the pipeline, we have this pursuit of higher love, then our ability to give and receive love to humans also expands and grows bigger. So it's a win-win, win-win, win-win-win. All right. So many blessings to you, Lisa. And then Krista, I am doing well. Hope you're doing well. You can definitely have a reading. Let me see here. Did you have a specific question? Let me just scroll down real quick here. I don't see one here. So Spirit knows what you want. So we'll pull a general reading and they'll give you your answers. Wow. Okay. Fire energy coming in here for sure. I mean, you've got the Ace of Wands, new passion, new desire, stepping into your power, and the Queen of Wands, who holds the Ace of Wands in her hand here. So this is about you stepping into your power. You have a connection with spirit. Queen of Wands co-rules with the King of Wands over the spiritual energy and connecting to the higher realms. And the black cat represents the cups, the emotional energy that all the queens get. They get a second portion of water, of cups. That's the black cat saying you have this connection to spirit. Trust your intuition, trust your gut. She's very much very bright. She draws people to you. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a fire sign with all this energy, but you draw people to you. But there's also this energy that you are able to super focus your energy and move forward. And it is a time here. If it was a question of should you or shouldn't you, it's a yes, you should. It's energy of movement, of stepping forward, of going forward, 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 and heading towards whatever you want. There's the world is your oyster with this energy that's coming in. It's like, what do you want? Put your mind to it. You're able to take steps to it. Don't um don't um doubt yourself or fear that you can make a wrong decision, because it's like you can course correct anytime you want. You can get somewhere and go, this is not where I want to be. I want to be over there. And then you can just get things done. You've got this energy of being able to accomplish anything you set your mind to. So it's like you don't have to hold back at all. So um, I like it here. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings, Krista. Very good, Hot Sun. I'm glad that you're reading. You like that in the last live? I'm just scrolling down here real quick. I see you made another donation, Nova. I just want to see where we're at here. Okay, so the next free reading up here is Spiritual Journey Tarot. All right. And thank you, Supernova. And as soon as you ask your additional question there, I'll pop down and take care of it here. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to take care of Spiritual Journey Tarot. You want to know what are Trey's true feelings and intentions? Well, true feelings, Two of Cups, true intentions. This is the marriage and commitment card. So their intentions is for commitment. I just feel like they're a little bit hesitant. They're trying to find out what they truly want to be and do in life before they jump too far, because they have this attraction, they have this your very important relationship. They can see this, unfolding into a commitment and even maybe into marriage someday. But what's holding them back here is that they're trying to figure out their life, that's all, trying to figure out what they want to do, who they want to be, blah, 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 yada, 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 all that stuff, right? And before they leap into it, they want to make sure, because they don't want to tell you something, and want, I want to head this direction. And then they're like, well, I got to back off. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be that guy. They want to know truly, capital T, truly, where they want to go and what they want to do. And because they don't, if they feel like their life is a mess, they don't want to invite you into that until it's cleaned up a bit. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do, is to really get some clarity around life. But they've got these intentions, they've got these energies that are, below the surface there. Very, very positive there. Um, Spiritual Journey Tarot. But you're like, okay, is it worth waiting for? Well, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, very good, exactly. There you go. You're just like, "Yeah, figure it out, buddy." Alright. So, that's what they have for your spiritual journey, I like it. Good approach. Alright. I don't see your second question here yet, Nova. So, I'm gonna jump down to L. Gassaway. Any messages from your ancestors? Let's take a look here. Wow. So you've got the Sage of Orbs, which is the Queen of Swords, and you've got the Page of Pentacles. So your ancestors are saying, here you've got some opportunities that are coming your way here. And the Queen of Swords is, she rules over the swords, thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, the mind, right? But she also is given a second portion of cups, which is the heart. And it's the balance between heart and mind. And the message from your ancestors here is that, when these new opportunities come forward, when you're deciding what you want to do with these opportunities, step out of the head and get into your heart. There's a lot of stuff that looks good in paper, and yeah, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, all that. But your heart wants to have a seat at the table. Allow them to balance things out. Don't do it purely from logic, and don't do it purely from emotion either, because and either of those cases are like, meh, it won't turn out well. They're like, bringing in both head and heart are important in these decisions. Because if you strictly make it out of the mind, the heart's not going to be happy, and it's going to die a slow and painful death, whatever these opportunities are, because your heart's not in it. If you strictly go off of your heart is like a little puppy that's running around humping people's legs. It's not going to turn out well because it's not thought out and it's just impulsive. But it's the marrying of the two of your heart and mind together that allows some very beautiful opportunities to unfold that turn out to be successful for you too. So that's what they have for you. Guess away right now is what you're what your ancestors want you to know. All right. All right. And then Mezzi BP, you will be up next here. All right. Thank you, Supernova, for your additional donation. Let me give that some love there. And you want to know, what is your connection to spirit guides and Kurt spirit? Sorry, I've fallen off my chair here. So let's take a look here and see, what is your connection to your spirit guides and Kurt's spirit? All right. 1221. So 1221. It's a mirror. 1221. So let's take a look here. Okay. So you got the Eight of Wands. You have a strong connection with them. The Eight of Wands is one of the cards that represents tons and tons and tons of messages from spirit. And I like this because you're learning and have learned so much. You have a natural connection to spiritual energy, and when you can quiet your mind and get out of the chaos, you can hear things so clearly, right? And I like that for you here, because you also have here the high priestess, so you're able to step back and communicate, go behind the veil, communicate to spirit, dive deep here. So your connection with spirit is multifaceted. Is that a good word? Because the high priestess is, of course, she's one of the most gifted, psychic, whatever you want to say, of the individuals in the entire deck, because she's able to go and step behind the veil, where that's how you connect with people on the other side, where you can talk to, um, you know, all your angels, guides, everyone, people that were on here that's gone to the other side. You have the ability to step and connect, behind the veil, and you're able to connect to the higher realms, and to the higher collectives and higher things too, and then also dive deep into emotions, subconscious, which is also like where the Akashic records and stuff are. So we have all these gifts. You don't feel very psychic. um, well, you are. You don't realize how psychic you are, but you will. And especially, like I'd said, the more you learn to quiet the chaos of the outside world, and get out of all those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, the clarity comes in. And a lot of times when we come down here, the first, you know, 25 years of our lives, normally for most people, we don't want to be super connected to the spirit world, because we came down here to experience, humanity and all these lower vibrational things. It's like going to an amusement park, and you want to be able to ride the rides and enjoy everything before you have to become a tour guide and help guide people around the park, where you kind of feel like you have some responsibilities. You're like, "Ugh, we don't want to do that." But after a while, we get bored of riding all the rides and rides and rides, and we want to start helping people. That's when we naturally start to do it. You're going to start it at an earlier age, because of who you are, but there is this, you do have these abilities, you do have all of this that comes in here for you. I mean, you channel music, you have this natural tendency, you pick up on other people's emotions, um, and you know things before they happen. Like, I wonder how so and so's going. The phone rings, it's them. You have all this stuff. You just think it's natural and normal. But when you talk to other people, they're like, "What?" I thought all my life everyone felt other people's um, emotions. And like, why would you treat someone like that knowing how it makes them feel? They're like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Don't you feel like they're da da da?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Are you broken? Are you broken?" Start that thing up. What's going on in there? What's happening?" But it's not. Not everyone is, right? Yeah, and that's why, because everyone has different abilities and different times they want to activate things. And you have the Knight of Pentacles, which does tell you it's the slowest moving night. And so it's like allow it to unfold. It's kind of like the Seven of Pentacles, which is, you know, let the um, last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. You let it develop, it will make itself known to you. And the more you practice it, the more you focus on it. It's like a muscle. It's like, I don't feel like I'm muscular. And you're like, well, can you pick up this? Yeah, well, you have muscles then. It's like you may not be a buff Arnold Schwarzenegger, but until you start working the muscles and developing them, and then they can become stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So you do have all this access to it, and you will start to develop it more, right? And here's all this energy here. So you got the Page of Wands and the Four of Wands. So you definitely, this is as your energy balances out, like the Four of Wands is this equal balance. That's when you get this upgrade, and the Page of Wands is like you get this download, this upgrade in your spiritual energy, and it is about stages and developing. And when you're ready, you take on the next thing. um it's like a child going, well, I don't feel like I'm very smart. And I'm like, you're learning. you know you can't expect someone, a first grader, to, not that you're a first grader, but a first grader to go into college. There's some kids that could, but it's like, you don't it's they're showing me, I forget what movie this is. Had Chris Evans and this cute little blonde-haired girl, I can't think of her name right now, but she was very intelligent, and it was his niece. And she went into kindergarten because he was homeschooling her, but they required him. They busted him, and she had to go to school, and he didn't, because his sister, I think, had committed suicide because of her. She was so intelligent that it just took her in a dark place. And so he didn't want that for his niece, and so he was giving her a regular life, and she's very smart. And when she went into kindergarten, and they were like, "Here's addition," and she's like, "What is this?" Because she already did that, like, when she was, like, long time ago. She could multiply big numbers in her head and do this deep, math, higher math that even college students struggled with. And that's the kind of thing that we realize, is that we don't realize, the different levels that we're all at in different things. And, but it's for a reason. And you have the Ace of Swords, which is new communication to here. And so your connection to spirit guides here, I love this knowledge, seeking higher knowledge, seeing things from a different perspective, definitely has this here. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it. But so there is this, there is this connection here, to spirit. And the biggest thing, with all of this, is that they're always communicating with you, and just trust that you do, and use it, practice it, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And so as we raise our love vibration, the spirit speaks, in their frequency is at that vibration and frequency of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. So they're at this higher vibration. That's what they're speaking at. And then when we're in lower vibration, it's noisy and we can't hear that very clearly because we're so far away from it. It's very loud in lower vibrational energy. It's like whispers of love and this, loud music. The more we can turn down our fear noise and raise in our vibration love energy, the clarity comes in. And so we would just work at being gentle with ourselves, learning to turn down our fears, eliminate our fears, question our thoughts, our beliefs, let go of our emotions. And this is what brings in this clearer and clearer and clearer connection. We start to see a lot of more synchronicities. We have things drop into our head and into our emotions, into our mind, just like boom, and we see things, right? So I like that for you. Hopefully, that's what you were looking for there. That's what they're wanting you to know for now. Right. And thank you again for your extra donation there. Alrighty. And then Mezzy BP. Hello, hello. So, what is coming your way this month? Let's take a look here. Yay! Some self reflection. So, you got here the Hanged Man, which is slowness, but it's like the cocoon. Got two major arcana too, which so it's significant because the shadow, the devil card, the Capricorn Saturn energy has you do the work. It has you question your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that make you feel caged and trapped and restricted. And it's about letting go of old thoughts and beliefs. So while you're in the cocoon, you're doing this work. This is exactly this perfect combination. And so I know, yay, just the season to be reflective. Fa la 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 la, right? But it's freeing and it allows you to let go of a lot of expectations you have on yourself and others in life, which brings you the freedom. It allows you to go because if you're in caterpillar mode and you're thinking that, well, I can't fly, but you're like, "Well, what are these big things on my back?" It's like, "Oh, look, I can flutter. I can fly." And you can go places and do things that you haven't been able to do before. I feel like mid-January, well, Capricorn season starts December 22nd, 21st. Yeah. And so there is this, you know, um transformation that happens during the month of Capricorn, the season of Capricorn, that at the end of it, when we enter Aquarius season, like January 21st, I believe is when it is this next year. And it's like, boom, you have this looking at ways of doing things differently, suddenness, this spontaneity that comes in. And I feel like this is a big transitional transformation. I mean, two major arcana is pretty big. So I like that for you. So this is what is coming into you for you this month. And I feel like whatever is happening inside of this cocoon right now for you, you do have this energy of working you towards, you're in caterpillar mode, you're in the cocoon right now, you're just letting go of things. But I feel like during Capricorn season is when you start to break through the cocoon. And it's an important time because as we talk about a lot around cocoons and butterflies, if you cut a butterfly out too early, it doesn't develop these muscles to be able to use its wings. And so the struggle of getting out of the cocoon during this period is what allows you to be really strong and to be able to put this new you into practice, if that's a good word, but allows you to use your abilities, use this new knowledge. And this is what propels you forward to go to places that you wouldn't have been able to go before. So I like it. So there you go. There you go. All right. And then we've got LH. Hello, hello. You want to know what are C's current thoughts of you? Now, when we ask about other people's thoughts of us, other people's opinions are none of our business because truly it's nothing to do with us. We're a mirror. And so if we're asking, what does a monkey see what do they think of me when they look at me? Well, monkey see in mirror sees monkeys, so they think you're a monkey. A lion looks in, they think that you're a lion, right? So just, realize that when we're looking at these things, that, there is this transformation or constant change of thought, right? Because we do have the 7 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. Well, their thoughts of you are switching and changing. They are moving from choppy waters to calmer waters. They're letting thoughts drop away that don't serve, and they're moving forward and it's changing. But there's a lot of emotional confusion that comes in here. So they're trying to figure things out. They're like, I don't not quite sure who you are. It's like they're trying to define you emotionally while they're also changing their mind and updating their mind. There's a lot of uncertainty in what they think and what they feel regarding you. They're just confused, but they're gaining clarity. I like the Six of Orbs. That's a positive, flowing mentally anyway. The Seven of Cups, they're kind of caught up in emotionally, you know, but where they are not understanding what they're feeling. They're just like, I'm feeling all over the place. I feel confused. And that's what's coming in here, some clarity. But I don't know. It's like, you're not normal. I can hear them saying something like that because they thought they had you figured out. And because they kind of knew of you and they go, oh, you're like these people. And then they're getting to know you and they're like, well, okay, well, you're not that. What? What are you? You're intriguing, but you're confusing me. And I like that because you are not normal. And I like this. I like that they're figuring things out and things are transforming, but a lot of confusion still yet. So give them a little bit of time to try to figure things out. But be you. Don't try to be who you think that they want you to be. Let them have the confusion. I like it. Okay, very good. You're like, "I agree." I mean, I'm Aquarius. We love being called weird and unique and not normal. I'm like, "What a compliment. Thank you." Alright, so many blessings to you, LH. And then Hot Sun. Will you be able to cover the 3 large expenses this month on time? Alright. So we've got the, 5 of Cups, and you've also got the Queen of Cups here. There's a lot of emotion that's unfolding here through all of this here. And, with all this energy here, it feels like a very emotional month, but try to move your energy from fears to, you've got the power of emotional choice here with the 5 of chalices, right? And the Queen of Cups, she's very intuitive. Trust your gut, trust your instinct. I feel like you can, but it does take you to, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut on ways that you can get it covered. And I almost feel like they're also saying, don't be afraid to ask for help. I know. No way. But I feel like they're saying, trust your heart, trust that, don't feel like you have to do it all alone, that you can, ask for assistance, ask for help, and and you're able to. But it is this we got it's like when we are in our fears, we accentuate our fears. If we focus on gratitude and the higher vibration, and we are able to step out and ask for assistance, ask from help from spirit. But with that Queen of Cups, definitely ask for spirit. You've got this great communication with them, but also, you know, ask, trust your gut and go, you know what? I'm just gonna see. Hey, I know it's December and all da but is there any way? And they're like, you know what? I got a Christmas bonus. I can give you this money and I don't even want it back. And so don't be afraid to ask for help from others. So that is what is coming in for you there, Hot Sun. So there's possibilities, but it's about vulnerability. Blah. So that's what they have for you, Hot Sun. All right. We did those and we did those. All right. And so Daniela Francisi or Francis. Hey, Double Trouble. Wow, you're catching me almost in the end again here. You're coming right in the nick of time. You're very welcome, Hot Sun. All right. So, Daniela, good evening to you. What do you see coming your way for your hubby and you? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. All right. Well, you've got the Two of Cups here, which is, this is love and important relationship, right? And you've got the um, uh, the emperor here, the number 4 here that comes in here, right? And so there is about this new spark, the Aries energy, new beginnings, this decision making that's coming in here. And I feel like there's some stuff that's coming in here, about, you know, the emperor has a lot of advice. There's a lot of people, blah 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 blah, about for you guys. And I feel like you guys are saying, you know what, thank you for all the recommendations and suggestions, but I feel like it's a time for you to come together and you decide, say screw everybody else's opinions, whatever. What do we want? And you guys stepping forward. I feel like it's a time of independence in a way from all these meddling, blah 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 from everyone. And I like this for you because there is this stepping forward, this energy that is happening here for you, and I like it. There, it's, I almost felt like there's like this recommitting between the two of you too, where I don't know if you want to do your vows again, kind of thing, but it doesn't have to be that extreme. It's just committing to coming together as a team and deciding together and stepping forward and ruling, this is our life. So let's do what we are wanting to do, not being drugged all over the place by everyone else. This is the kind of energy I'm feeling that's coming in here. So, um, whatever decisions have to come in, whatever, blah, 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 you guys decide together, and not to worry about, you're not going to be able to please all the people all the time, or any of the people any of the time, really, because it's, constantly changing opinions. I really feel like spirit is saying, with things that are coming forward for you, make the decision together without influence from the outside, and let that be, kind of your go-to. Go team. I don't know what that's about. So there you go, Daniela. Hopefully that resonates for you. So many blessings to you. And I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes here. Got a couple more. I'm going to try to fit you both in here. Vidi, Jalan, hello, hello. You are very welcome, Daniela. And what is HT Capricorn's feelings towards you? So what are they feeling right now going inside of them? Well, you got a lot of flames here, a lot of fire. Got the King of Wands, and you got the Five of Wands. So the Capricorn energy here, they definitely have, there's this attraction, this draw towards you. It's, they've got this physical and energetic attraction. But the King of Wands isn't like a Prince of Wands who moves fast on their attractions, right? They don't, it's not like a little puppy that goes around humping people's legs. They can control themselves, and they're very, I feel like the energy of them, it's very calculated on what they do. And so you may not even know for a while that they have attraction for you because they're so cool about it. You're like, I didn't even think you even cared about me. And they're like, oh, wow. No, I do, and so that's there. And I feel like, they do want to make movement, but there's this transformation of conflict of energy right now that they're in the process themselves of having some things change in their lives, very transformative energy that's happening in their lives. So there is this movement of things, this changing of things that's happening. And that's also why they aren't acting on these. Now, it's not love, right? It's attraction at this point. And it's just that's the only thing they have to offer at this point in their time is, that. And that's why I feel like they're kind of just slow when on releasing it, because they realize they only know what they can give right now. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But that's what they have right now for you, VD. So many blessings to you. And then my final reading here is going to be Trouble, Double Trouble Woman. And then just to make sure here, skip these ads. There we go. Before we head off and do that really quick, just want to make sure, of course, everyone knows that I do have an offering here for past life readings. And so here's the link that talks about what is in the past life readings. and the pricing is half off for the rest of the year. So if you want to book one, there's the book button too. And also, I just late last night put out the winners of November and updates on how I'm going to handle giveaways going forward. And part of my new process, you have a chance to win a 30-minute past life reading. So be sure to check those out for you guys there. All right. All right. And so, double trouble, trouble, trouble. My question is, why do I feel all this negative energy? Karma. No, I'm just kidding. We've got the judgment card, 20, two X's here. And here's the two of pentacles, which is there's this balancing coming in here. And so I know, right? But there's this calling higher here. And what I'm feeling here, we have these experiences where we go up and we come down, and we go up and we come down, we come up and come down. But I feel like why it feels so negative for you is because you're coming off of a high, if that makes sense. Um, but you've been, let me explain it this way. Like when you're in a loud hard rock bar that's playing music at high volume of 10, silence seems very loud when you go outside and you don't hear the music, right? But when you start getting used to the silence, when you go and you hear loud music, it feels very loud, louder than ever before. And I feel like you've been having this inner silence, this inner peace, this raising your love vibration, connecting higher and higher and higher, that now when you come into this, it's like, this is equal, they're showing equal here, but it usually doesn't start off that way. It starts off like um big lower vibration and higher vibration, big lower vibration. But then when we start to balance out, and then it becomes big higher vibration, little lower, big, and but the lower vibration gets louder and louder and louder. And so that's what they're saying here, is that, it's because of your being drawn up and the balancing, that it's taken a while to come back around to do the little loop into lower vibration. And it's okay. We have that on purpose, and we do experience it because it's a good check-in for you to realize, oh, so this, I'm experiencing it. And also I love that, why I didn't this makes sense that they're just telling me that we still experience lower vibration, so we can still contrast and realize, "Oh, it's okay." We learn not to judge the lower vibration, because neither is right, neither is wrong, you know? Um, and because like negative and positive almost sounds judgmental. I like saying lower vibration, higher vibration. It's all love vibration. There's this lower vibration on the scale and higher. We came down here to experience this, right? We always talk about this tapestry. We are this bright, beige tapestry. And then if we experience the lower vibration, which is the shadow, then we can see this design in the middle. If it was none of this was here, we would just see a sea of beige. So it's still important for us to experience lower vibrational energies at times. It's a good check-in. It allows us to look at, are we judging lower vibration? Allows us to contrast and see things starkly. So it happens on purpose, but don't judge yourself for it. Be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. Lighten up. No, I'm just kidding. So hopefully that helps. I feel like you're picking up the lower vibrational energy, and you're also having things bubble up from inside, as well, and we constantly, I mean, we're still human for until we're not. But there is some, great clarity that comes in through these things too. And, you know, it's like we it's like when you wash a car that's dirty and you get all the main stuff done, and then you realize, "Oh, I need to do the wheels here," and, "Oh, they got some mud up in here," and you're getting, like, the fine tuning of things, so there's still little bubbles of, lower vibrational energy that come up, and you're like, "Oh, okay." But it's like, um, a no-brainer type of stuff. And, also to add on to that, because you, are expanding your it's like you got this upgrade in your spiritual abilities. It's like when if I don't know how old you are, if you ever saw The Bionic Woman, old movie where Lindsay Wagner, they came out like the $6 million man back in the days where they had the Bionic Woman, was she had her ear busted out and they replaced it, but she could hear "dee, dee, 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 dee." But in the beginning it hurt because she could hear things and she had to get used to it. Oh yeah, so you might remember that, the reruns. But I like it for you. So that's what they have for you, Double Trouble. All right. So I'm going to leave it here. I have to head off to my praying mantis session. But thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support and all the thumbs up you gave the video too. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you guys, remember every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I catch you guys again, much love. You enjoy the rest of your night or day, wherever you're at in the world, and we'll see you soon. Take care.